Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. I gotta tell you, I'm in such a good mood. It's a good feeling when things work out. And the odd part about that sentence is, well, nothing's worked out yet, right? So like all the success that we've had thus far is just, building to an eventual outcome. Why I say that I'm in such a good mood when things work out is because you could get to a certain point where you've done all the work required to at least be able to see what's in front of you. When you're going A to Z, you don't ever know that you'll get to Z, right? Like it's so far away. And there may be things you need to get to Z that you don't know at A. But there is a certain letter you get to, call it P or S or TUV, where all of a sudden you could actually see Z. You could see it. And you can see the path it takes for you to get to it, right? So like there's Z. All right, there's a tree, I gotta go around it. I have to swim through that pond. I have to ride my bike down that lane. But you can see it. And once you can see it, it's just work ethic at that point. It's just labor. It's no longer problem solving. Now, of course, we've learned enough to know that there's always problem solving, right? Like where I wake up every morning expecting to solve a problem. But that's just where we are. And I feel like that on all fronts of my life at the moment. So it's funny because if you were to say, all right, well, Ant, show me it. I have nothing to show you. Everyone that I talk to thinks I'm completely nuts. They're like, Ant, you don't even have a bank account. Like a bank account, but like not a good one. Ant, you don't even collect a salary. Ant, you're so excited about things and you're constantly like, what do you have to show for it? And I always say the same thing. I can see what's coming, and that's what my goal is. Everything between now and then is just working towards it. It's like if you're driving a car from New York to Florida and people start poking fun of you at Georgia, right? They start poking fun of you at Alabama. Ha ha ha, you've been driving for 17 hours, 20 hours, and look where you are. You're sweating in a car that's running out of gas. You have no food. There's McDonald wrappers all over the place. Your oil is about to run out, and you're happy about this. And I'm the maniac driving the car, like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It's like 2 more hours and then I'm there. It's like the yellow brick road. When you get to Emerald City, you open the door and you're there. So for anyone to ever denigrate the journey, well, then you just don't get it. There's a quote that I had heard over the weekend. Um, Nobody that's ever made it hates on someone trying. It was something to that effect. It's like you've no one that's ever had a big social media business has ever poked fun at somebody trying to create content. No one that's ever been a bodybuilder makes fun of the fat person doing the sit-ups. No one that's ever built a company that's successful makes fun of the entrepreneur that sleeps on the factory floor. The people that make fun of that individual are the people underneath, the people that have never tried, the people that are intimidated by the journey, the people that they live their mundane lives, and that's great. In every world, you need rhinos and you need cows, and there's nothing wrong with cows. The world cannot run if it was just rhinos everywhere. It couldn't. It'd be a crazy, crazy world. It also couldn't run if there was just cows everywhere. It would be the loneliest, most boring world in the world. You need chiefs, you need Indians, right? But it's those people that are like, that always look at you and will poke a finger and say, well, you've been driving for 18 hours. What do you got? You haven't showered, right? Like you're sweating, your clothes are sticking to you. Funny story, when I moved to New Orleans, I actually did drive to New Orleans straight through, 18 hours. And when I got to New Orleans, I had to go to the bathroom so bad. And at the same time, my car was running out of gas. Like I just made it. And I've never been to New Orleans. I don't know where to go to the bathroom. It's like 6 in the morning at this point. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't know what's going to happen first. I'm going to have an accident in my car or my car is going to run out of gas. So eventually I make it to the parking garage of the apartment that I was moving into. And I ran and ran to the elevator and I'm dancing. It looks like I'm doing the river dance. I get to the front desk and they're like, the office isn't open yet. I go, that's great. I'll go back and sleep in my car. Mind you, I have two cats with me in the car. Like, you could not imagine a more uncomfortable car. I go, but I have to go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and as odd as it sounds, that was like one of the most, like you made it, right? Like I was enjoying going to the bathroom. But that's neither here nor there. the point of all of this preamble is A, I probably, well, not probably, I miss you a lot because it's Monday. I haven't spoken to you since Saturday. But at every part of what we're looking to do, I could see Z. So that's good. Okay. So anyway, Rhino Bucks, I just finished sending money over to it. Again, there's a transfer process. So I started that early this morning. So after this call, I'm able to buy some. Running on empty. Yeah, done that. Yeah, been there, done that, right, Rich? So we will be buying Rhino Bucks right after this call. I have my team call. Like I said, I always have it Monday and Friday. I don't always take it Monday and Friday, but I am taking it today because today is when the team knows they had one job since Friday, and that was to put together that wireframe that's going to take us from A to Z of Rhino Friend. So I even wrote to them this morning. Guys, that's all that we wanted today. So I do believe that will be agreed upon and be put into production. That'll be great. Just as an answer to everything, I was thinking, so this morning, I was thinking, for Rhino Friend, like if you practically gave it to someone, like what about someone that is old enough that they don't really know technology these days? And I say that because my grandmother, she wants to go somewhere, how to use Uber, right? Like, oh, I want to go grocery shopping, I gotta wait for someone to drive me there. What's DoorDash, right? Like what's these things? And I was wondering if we could partner with those companies and put them in our prompts where an individual can speak to their Rhino friend and say, yeah, I really need groceries, but I don't have a ride there today. And Rhino friend to say, oh, that's not a problem at all. Do you know there's an Acme around the block from you? Here's the link to have them deliver it to you. In which case now things get a little bit cooler, right? Oh, I need a ride somewhere, but my car's in the shop. Oh, that's fine. I have an Uber account for you right here. If you don't have one, click here to get signed up. And it's like, wait a second. Now we're talking. So on top of all the things that we've already shared, these things just keep coming to mind. So I'm going to share with my team. I want to implement all of those. I want to take the entire universe of apps and make them ours. And that sounds egregious. Like, Ant, how are you going to take everyone's app and make it yours? I don't need to make it mine. They're services. They're in the business of servicing. We're a platform. We have an ecosystem, meaning if I want to participate, if I believe you have a good service, I'm going to bring it in. And you know what you're going to say? You're going to say thank you because now you have a whole bunch of new customers. And you know, our people are going to say thank you because now they have a new service, right? Like that makes sense. So the way we built it means we have free pickings of everything in the world. Somebody could say to me, hey, Ant, I found this really cool thing that tickles your belly button and pats your head at the same time and still feeds you a donut. I think people would like it. Okay, great. What's the link? Let's put it in. So that's the flexibility Rhino Friend and the way it's being built gives us. So I'm going to talk to my team about implementing some of that stuff too. And maybe that might be an upgrade cycle. I don't know, but it's cool. I want it. I want to just talk to my Rhino friend. Can I get audio translate? We have that. Like instead of texting my Rhino friend, why can't I just pick up my phone and speak to it? Huh. See how this happens? Speak to Rhino friend. Huh. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll speak to it. Like things like that are just so cool. All right, so Rhino friend, I'm going to have a wireframe for it at 12 o'clock. Okay. Rhino Wealth, I hope is in a good place. Last I checked, I think last week I was down like 75% on my position. Really, really ugly. But I never wavered. Like I've said to everyone in Rhino Wealth, hey, you could manage your own position, right? If you choose, if I never want to be a position that I'm down more than 30%, you could put in a stop loss. All right, I'm sold at 30%. Or if you believe that there are going to be variables in life and you can't calculate all of them, and the way you're going to minimize the impact they have on you is by extending the duration of your term. So for instance, I believed my position was going to increase in value within 2 weeks, but I bought an option that goes out 4 weeks. The point being those extra 2 weeks, in case something doesn't go right, I have at least a week more to give myself. In which case, when I'm down 75%, that constitutes as things didn't go right. So I gave myself another week. So Friday, I was down 38%, which is not fun, but it's not 75%, right? So I don't know where it is now. If anyone sees it, don't tell me. I don't want to know it until I get on Rhino Wealth. But I did send out an email this morning to Rhino Wealth, and overall thesis being this week is going to be quite the roller coaster because you have jobs numbers Friday, and those are the big daddy, like the number one um, the number one data set that moves the market the most. What's interesting about this week, though, is the entire week you have less significant reports, but are all related to employment. So, for instance, if Friday is like the biggest number in its jobs numbers, well, it would behoove anyone to say, well, how can I handicap that? How can I know what it is, or project it, or handicap it better than the next person? If Michael Jordan's playing basketball, how can I know that he's going to win? Well, Tuesday I could see him practicing. On Wednesday, I could see the other team's best player get injured, right? Like, these are all things that would allow me to feel more confident in my final thesis, which is the main event Friday. So this week you have jobless numbers, you have JOLTS employment numbers, you have ADP employment, like, you have all of these little things. Now, in of themselves, they're not that important, but because the main event is in the same niche, right? It's all employment related. Each one of these are going to be looked at as, okay, if that says that, then that's going to happen. So let's front run it. And because that's such a big event, you can front run it to a very high degree. Meaning this week can have a lot of ups and downs. And if it's a lot of ups, I'm not going to be thrilled, because then the market would have taken the ability away from me to stay in my position, because I'm not staying in it after this week. I will sell it no matter what at the end of the week, because there's only 2 weeks left. I'm not going to get caught in that going to zero nonsense. But if conversely the market could go down a little bit, oh my God, I'll be dancing in the streets wearing just a smile, right? So that's the week of Rhino Wealth, and I'm excited to speak to everyone at 11 o'clock. So I did share that I will not be doing lives Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm taking, well, and Monday, right? Maybe I should still do one Saturday. I think I could still do my Saturday one, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, because Monday I'm in court. But I will have all my court stuff prepared for by Wednesday. It'll all be submitted, which means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday is going to be courtier stuff. I do want to get the agency up. I do want to get the affiliate welcome up. I want to get that all together. And what I was thinking about today as I was walking was, Rhino friend, it's going to take a month. I'm so sorry. It's just going to. Just expect a September launch. Now, well, first of all, let me say this sentence with full ethics, and then let me say this sentence with zero ethics, right? We are going to make it the most amazing thing to the best of our ability for September 1st, which means we are going to do everything in our power to do everything to the highest standard, that it's exactly what we could stand behind and champion. And everyone knows that to be true. Rhino is not just a product company. We're an entire ecosystem. Anything we make, we have to live with for years and years to come. So that's all true. Okay. Now here's the part with no ethics. Rhino Friend is the biggest POS. I don't even care if it works or not. But over the next month, I'm going to promote it, and I'm going to tell everyone everything they want to hear. I'm going to say it could pick your nose and rub your belly at the same time. And they're going to get so excited, they're going to get in and buy it. And guess what? By the time September rolls around, I don't really care, because I already have their money, right? The point of that exercise, which almost made me want to vomit the way I just spoke, is that we are going to promote it and we are going to pre-sell it. The point being, anyone to determine whether our pre-selling, the marketing behind it, was truthful, accurate, or not, wouldn't actually be determined until September 1st. Meaning, the moment of their purchase, or the moment of them opting into it, is going to be solely based on the messaging that we share with them. The reason I did that exercise is because, yes, we want Rhino Friend. I get it. But the success of what Rhino Friend is going to look like, the success of the recurrings, the money that comes in based on Rhino Friend, the amount of people that opt into Rhino Friend, all of the metrics, the foundational, like, this is what you need, is all going to be based on messaging. It'll have nothing to do with the actual product. The actual product is solely going to deal with retention, right? Like, the people that got in, if they see the product and they say, Ant, this is POS, I want out, well, yeah, they're going to leave. Our retention is going to be miserable. And of course, we do full money back. So that whole exercise goes out the window as well. But if the outcome is exactly what we shared, and maybe we missed one or two things, but everyone in their honest hearts is like, no, they didn't lie to me. This is pretty close to what they said. then the retention is going to be quite well. The point being, if one measures success of a product launch as how many people opted in, how much did it bring in, what's the recurring of it, what's the foundation, are these individuals able to promote it themselves, are they within a community, or do you have constant connection with them, do you guys move together, stuff like that. Well, then, even though Rhino Friend is not going to be even though Rhino Friend will be in production and will not be ready to go live, all of those things are completely achievable this month or August. So one more day, completely achievable. So whether we were really, really good intentioned or whether we were really, really bad intentioned, the ability to have a successful August is simply messaging. Now, that being said, obviously, I don't even need to say it, like, Rhino. So I'm really, really excited about August. I'm really excited that we're going to be in production. I'm really excited to do a launch in September. All of these things work exactly the way we want it to, and we're fine with that. Lastly, well, actually, two things. So automations, I did say I was doing a complete audit on it this weekend. Things look good, but I'm also a little bit concerned because my B&B is still really high, which means it has not done as many cents as I would like it to. But that also might be a factor that I think 20 different people got like 10 or 11 weeks worth of sends, in which case we've changed their last pay date to the future, which means they're not going to get sends now for the next 10 weeks because they already got it. It's front loaded. So that would make the case that the B&B should not deplete as quickly because a lot of it's already been sent out. But I also don't see it depleting, like it's depleting, but not by a lot. So I know sends are going out. So I have to relook at that. And again, my team, I'll be on at 12 o'clock with. So I want to make sure, like, it's important. Everyone needs to be caught up. And if I have to manually go through every account, I'll do it. And you have no time. I know that, but this is my job, right? Like if I don't have time to do my job, then what am I doing, right? So that will be done. And secondly, the coin for the promotion we did earlier, what was it, last month? Yeah, will be going out tomorrow. Like we said, it'll be going out August 1st. So I will have that set up all today, and I will have it sent out tomorrow. What time it'll be sent out tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe towards the evening. And also purposely, I don't want to set a time to it. I don't want everyone waiting for an exact time and then people feeling like silence in the room that they need to act first, right? Like I don't want to set up an environment where people feel like, okay, everyone knows exactly at 5 o'clock, which means everyone's going to be at their account at 5 o'clock and everyone's going to have their finger on the button. I'm not interested in that. So if that's something that upsets anyone, I apologize. I'm not doing that. And it's not because of me, it's not because of you, it's Rhino is always going to be the number one priority. So we'll be out at some point tomorrow, which means there could be a little volatility in Rhino Bucks because this is I think it's going to be like 8,000 Rhino that's going out tomorrow to individuals that paid $1 per coin, and it's worth a $2.60 per coin. Now we've done many promotions in our past, and what I've come to find is that as an average of a rolling average of the last 3 promotions, the average amount of coin that turned over is 27.2%. And they've been good promotions. Meaning, in my heart of hearts, I am kind of sort of expecting 2,000 to 3,000 to be turned over the next week. If that were to happen, the price of Rhino would probably, I don't know, maybe bottom around 250, 247, somewhere over there. In which case, I do want to say the following sentence. That discounts the fact that there's buying coming in. That assumes that the only behavior is selling, which one could delude themselves into thinking if their mind prism is thinking pessimistically. The other way of looking at it is, oh my God, that came down, but it stopped going down. In fact, it's not going down any further. Okay, great. I better get in now at this price because I know where it's going. That'd be the right way. And that's not me just speaking my own book. You got to remember, Rhino isn't a asset that we came across. It's one we built. Therefore, every aspect of it, I customized. Meaning exactly what I just said to you. It's not a surprise or a coincidence. I built it for that reason. Um, so welcome to Rhino. All right, so I will see everyone tomorrow.